Let's freaking do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
It's real with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, baby.
Woo! That milky voice is back. Welcome back, everybody.
With Griffin.
Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about Matt Rife's new special that I directed. JD Vance is back in the news with some more freaky stuff. 90-Day Fiance Tell-All, Big Brother, News and Notes. I'll give you some updates on Little Wolf. But I appreciate everybody being here, because you know how we do. Oh, real
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. The mic might be too hot. I just need to move away from it just a little bit. Testing. But anyways, thanks for being here, y'all, on another episode of Riffin with Griffin. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. Excuse me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, y'all. If you subscribe, you will know when I go live. Yeah. So hit me up on, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, man. And then of course Twitch. I am sorry, didn't do that right. I'm on the Twitch most days, man. I try to Twitch all the time. I love still twitching. And the reason why, if you want to be a subscriber on Twitch, meaning if you want to be a paid subscriber on Twitch, Mondays I go live on Twitch on Erik Griffin Gaming for my Monday Nuance, which I also upload to Patreon. So you can also be a Patreon member. I've been pretty consistent with that. So if you want to support the show, get more Griffin, do that there, guys. So thank you for being here. Everybody that listens on the audio end too, I appreciate you guys doing that. Yeah, and then all the guys that are live right now on on the YouTube right now. Thanks everybody for, being on the YouTube every week, or, if you're just catching it for the first time, whatever. I do it live because I'm doing this by myself. So it's like, it's just easier for me to just do it like this, upload it right away, record the audio, put it out, as opposed to like, let me go 2 cameras and I don't really have a guest. And if I do have a guest, it's going to be over, Zoom. But let me get you caught up on what's been going on in my world, man. So we it's almost done, guys. This whole house process is almost done. I signed the disclosure documents. The loan documents are coming with a notary, and once we sign that, we send the down payment, and then we're ready to go. We do a walkthrough on Friday. It's a new build, so when you go through, you got to go through the walkthrough, make sure everything is, hunky dory, or whatever that is. It's a little hot, right? The mic's a little hot. Let me turn it down a little bit. Anyways, test. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so that's going well. It's just a really stressful process. You know what I mean? It's just stressful, dude. Like, I don't know if people that own a house or you own a townhouse, just if you've bought anything like this, like the whole process is super stressful. I'm actually glad we did it at the time we did it. Like, honestly, I really should have done it like years ago when the interest rate was like 2-3%. Like, it's just, you kick yourself when you think about like what that really means. In the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking about it as like the hardest part for people. Let's say you're middle class, lower middle class, you make a good living, or you make a decent living, you're doing okay. The hardest part, I think, about buying something like this is saving the down payment. I think that's what most people don't have. That's the sucky part about home buying, is I realize if you get a good interest rate, let's say you get a good interest rate, and your rent is in the upper 3,000, 4,000, whatever, if you have, high, especially in California, I'm saying it's high rents in California, but with a good interest rate on a really nice, decent place, man, you're paying around the same. The problem is putting the money down. So again, I encourage people that if this is your plan, and let's say you think in 5-6 years, I want to buy a place, man, start really thinking about that and start putting as much money as you can away that's possible for you and your family. Make some sacrifices. If you've gotten an inheritance from, a relative, if you getting a lump sum of money, and I encourage you, put that away unless you're going to use it to buy something right now. But if you're not, put that away. Let it earn some interest while you're still adding money to an account. So when the time comes, you could put down enough money on a place you want to get that you could get that payment where it's not going to kill you, where it's not going to hurt you. The payment's going to be like, oh, wow, this is just like my rent, but I'm paying towards owning something. It's tough. Yeah. And then it's just like this, it's just the process has just been very stressful because, it's like, I'm taking care of it, so hard. But anyways, I'm not looking for sympathy. You know what I mean? I'm buying a really nice place and, this is what I do on my podcast. I'm just letting you know about my personal life and we're just discussing it. So that's been going great. But I have to show you this, man. So today we went to a restaurant, Well, first of all, we went to Wolf's 6-month doctor appointment. He's doing great. His weight is great. He's in the 70th percentile in weight. He's off the charts tall. And he's like ahead of schedule for certain things. Like he's standing up. Like he'll hold my fingers and I won't lift him. He's standing up. He's grabbing things and standing himself up. He's crawling. Oh, now he's a menace. You know what I mean? The crawling stage is the worst, actually. It's actually the most adorable time is when they can't move and you can just cuddle them and they smiling at you. But once they're able to turn over, roll and move, now you got to watch this little, I'm almost cursed. You know what I mean? And so he already fell off the bed trying to do stuff. Then you're just like, oh no. So now we got to just really keep an eye on him at all times. So anyways, the doctor's appointment went great. We do have to go to an eye doctor. Listen, I wear glasses. Rachel wore glasses when she was young. So this kid's eyesight is going to be jacked. But so they did this test where they take a picture of his eyes. And I think we have to go to what do you call it? A pediatrician, eye doctor, whatever the official term is, just to check some things. But the doctor was like, look, it's not going to be anything serious. It's going to be they're going to be like, we'll keep an eye out. And then in a year, well, no pun intended, keep an eye out. So then we went to a restaurant for lunch, and he's sitting up, he's doing his thing. And normally, so they say, hey, would you like a high chair? And I was like, oh, let's try it, So we got the high chair, and this is him in the high chair. His first restaurant high chair. Oh, look at that. Look at that kid, huh? His first restaurant high chair, and he was just killing. And then we're also supposed to start feeding him solids, 6 months, you get some solids. So we mashed up some avocado from whatever we were eating, mashed it up good. And, I put it on the fork and I gave it to him, man. I was like, he was just like, and first he was starting to grab it. And I was like, no, don't do that. Then he put his hands away. So he's listening. Then he just takes, and he was just chowing down on this avocado. And I was like, oh, wow. So now we're at that point. So, look at my little guy. Look how photogenic this kid is, huh? Cute as hell. Look how cute he is. Oh, cute ass kid. Oh, cute. Stop being cute on my podcast. I'm the cutest dude on this podcast. Now he trying to be cute. Cute as hell. Look at it. Oh, cutie pie. So, yeah, man. So he's just now he's in a high chair with his big old arms. Yeah, baby. Fun times with Griffin. Like, I don't know why this takes so long to like switch over to there we go. So yeah, man, little cutie pie. Where are we at now? So let's see. So yeah, no ads today. I got some, but I do have some good new sponsors, which I appreciate the sponsors. You know what I mean? And people sponsor this show. It's pretty cool. All right, let's go to, oh man, I forgot to do this. We got to go to comments. So, and if you have some comments in the live chat that's not trolly ass comments, feel free to, you know, I'll look at them right now, you know, because this is how we do here on Riffin with a Griffin, you know. Yeah, because I like a good conversation, right? You know, I like to like, but you know, it's just, man, I just don't understand. I was talking about this on the Golden Hour. I think that like, cause like Twitter, I'm off Twitter. Like I don't use it as much. I always talk about that. But there is something that I did like that they do now on Twitter. They had this thing called ID verification. And I think anybody can do it. You know, you put your ID, they scan the front, you scan the front and back. They get the information, and then you take an actual picture of yourself. And then that picture, they verify that this is the person that, this is the person. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, this is how it should be. I mean, I think everybody should have to do that. You know, I think everybody should have to like do that. Then you can like, if something real nefarious happens from somebody's account or somebody says some off-putting stuff, at least it's there. They can send a letter to that person. Hey, you've been suspended or whatever. This is like hate speech or whatever it is like that. You know what I mean? It's just too many cowards on the freaking internet. But anyway, let's go to comments right now. Let's see. First comment, troll comment. We'll just read it. I don't care. Is his wife still working at Target, making $14 an hour just for fun, in quotes? You know, he was trying to be like a cool guy. You know what I mean? Actually, no. It wasn't for that much at all, because she was actually the visual merchandiser of the store, which is just one position. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't for $14 an hour. And she got great insurance from it, which, you know, which was, we gave birth with it. So that insurance was great. Between her insurance and my insurance, we didn't have to pay anything. So shout out to Target. Thanks for that. And like I said, you know, it's just a position you get some experience being a visual merchandiser. Then you can like take that experience and go to other stores. You know, setting up the displays and making the store look beautiful, whatever, you know. That's what she was doing. So, but no, actually, she hasn't been in over a year. But I know the trolls like talking about that. They think it's funny. Yeah, or that it bugs me. But it doesn't. But thanks for that. Thanks for coming out, you know. Yeah, thanks for, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put a little heart. Let me put a little heart on his thing. Let's see. So Dark Word said the price of gas in California is due to high taxes. Yeah, that's part of it for sure. I mean, sales tax in California is freaking ridiculous, right? So, yeah, you're probably right on that. Let's see. This guy said 4 years ago, where's part 2 with Tony Hinchcliffe? Yeah, that was a good episode, but he's doing big things now. Shout out to Tony for, you know, selling out Madison Square Garden, 2 shows for Kill Tony. Man, I remember when that show was just in the belly room at the Comedy Store, and what it's turned into. I love seeing that. Love when my friends do big things. Let's see. David Day, big congratulations, Wild Little Griff. 100% happy for you. Thank you. Joseph said when he sees a picture of the kid, he goes, definitely no DNA test needed. Yeah, right. He's definitely my kid. Monkey Lovin said the stock market and the economy are 2 separate things. Yeah, for sure. You know, you got the stock market, you got the all the the money markets and money market accounts, and you got your IRAs, you got investment accounts is what I'm basically talking about. But that stuff does affect how the economy moves. With the economy is a lot of things, like the interest rates are dropping. Oh, that's right. I was talking about that. I was trying to talk about that before. Like when I said I feel like we got into this at a good time. Oh, that's right. I got sidetracked. I never finished this thought. This is something I realized too that happens, and this is messed up about how the economy works, how businesses work. So the interest rates for houses are dropping right now. So like if you have a low interest rate, then you have the ability to buy something and you have the ability to pay for it, right? But this is what they do. When the interest rates drop, they raise the prices, So let's say you're trying to buy a $100,000 home, and then at 7% interest rate, they're like, oh man. So so at 7%, they keep it at 100,000 because they're like, oh man, this payment is going to be too much for somebody. But then let's say the interest rates drop to 4%, then they're like, ooh, now the person can afford. So let's make it $175,000 house. I mean, that's what, they just raised the prices. So that's trash, right? I hate that. So yeah, but all those things factor into what the economy is and how the economy works. But this person for sure is correct. A monkey loving the stock market and economy are two separate things, but they do affect each other. But thanks. Somebody said ATX1120. Hey Eric, check out the movie. What is this? Predestination with Ethan Hawke. One of the best twist ending movies. Ooh, I love a good twist ending. You know what? I'm going to put that on my list of things to do. Let's see. Somebody said he's Wolf. Of course he's hairy. Yeah, he's going to be a hairy little kid. Let's see. All right, whatever. Somebody said, love the pod. I think fatherhood is awesome, but I am scared because I may be a grown man, but I still got that kid in me. Yeah, I think that there's something about, I think that's just the journey of a man, and thank you for all the comments, guys. Thank you for all the comments. I think that as a man, your journey is, what is it to be grown up? Is it when you have responsibilities? So I think as you're getting older and you're going to college, or if you're just starting to work and you're dating around and you're trying to travel, you're trying to buy the car you want, you're trying to buy the shoes you like, you're trying to have fun. Maybe you're a drinker and you're going to clubs, or you like to go on vacations. So I think I often used to say I was an adolescent with grown man resources. Because I was able to do whatever I wanted for 20 years now, So the thing is, the process that changes you is when life is not just about you. So I know you got the kid in you, and I know you feel like, oh man, do I have it in me to be responsible? You do. You're already responsible because you're taking care of yourself. But once you add someone else into that equation and then you're starting to take care of them, that's when you start to grow up. And then when you get a kid, oh man, then it's not about you at all. You've done all you to do to get yourself to this point, because when you get a wife or a partner, you're sharing the responsibilities of your household, but you're also sharing your joys, Having Rachel in my life is when I book things, I just booked I booked that movie. It got into Tribeca, when I did Murder Mystery, when I did when I'm directing things and I share them with my partner, babe, look what I did. And she's like, I'm proud of you, babe. That's a great feeling. But then when you get a kid, there's something about now. It's oh, I got to go do this because I got to make sure my kid is okay. And it just, you naturally go through that progression as a dude. And I think that you're going to be fine. You know what I mean? Anyways, so that was just answering that guy's thing. All right, let's get into what's going on in the podcast world. So one of the things that's pretty great is, as you know, I directed Matt Rife's special last year, Natural Selection. I was a producer on his special last year. Okay. I was always going to be a producer. So I was traveling with him a few places and I was helping him like organize what the set was going to be, you know, and I would take notes and I'd be like, hey, well, you like this? You like that? You know, he would be like, I want to do this. And I'd be like, maybe you should say it this way. Or like, you know, I would just give him suggestions. I don't like to, in that situation, when I'm helping another comic, I don't like to write material for them. I'm not writing material, you know, cause I got to be in their voice. They got to believe in it. But anyways, then it was actually someone else was supposed to be the director at the time. Like I think it was like they wouldn't allow me to direct it because I directed his also Matt Rife special that's on YouTube and it's like 20 million views. You know, I directed that one and that was all me, man. I was like hands on. You know, we shot that one in Austin and it was right when he was blowing up. So then he got like a Netflix special and I don't think they were gonna let me do it at first. They weren't going to let me do it. And then, you know, as we're traveling and he had someone else directing, and then something happened with that person where they had to like cut ties. And then the people at Netflix they already saw me working with him. And then it was like, well, he directed the last one. And then they gave me the okay, like, okay, he could do it. But I didn't get to plan a lot of the stuff on natural selection, like the shots and what cameras we're going to use. And I'm just coming into this huge 4 shows at this massive theater. And I'm like, okay. So I just came in. But for this one, I was in the planning process. You know, a lot of the ideas of like how we shot were mine. I sat with the editor for a week in New York, and shout out to the editor. He great dude. Love this dude. I would work with him again, you know. And so I was like really hands-on this one. You know what I mean? Like if you see Matt's special, like the opening sequence is in black and white and it's like the camera's roaming around and everybody's frozen. That was the idea I had coming into the space. So that's, you know, that's what I'm saying. So like I was really on this one. So last night, you know, the special came out yesterday and, you know, I'm looking and it's like, you know, TV shows in America on Netflix and you know, you see the top 10 and it's not there. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh my God, is this, you know what I mean? Is this all my fault? Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't even sleep last night. 5:00 in the morning, I look on my phone because I was checking the Netflix app and there it was. Matt Rife, number one. It's number 1 in the United States. It's number 1 in Canada. But we wanted to hit number 1. We wanted people to watch it. And so I'm really proud of the kid. And, you know, we got a great relationship and I love working with him. And, you know, we're doing it. You know what I mean? And it's a crowd work special, but, you know, it's themed. And, you know, I'm biased right now, but I'll just say this. It's a very good watch. Like you'll enjoy seeing who he is when he's doing this crowd work. Like it's not even like I've seen so many negative articles, you know, these like negative nannies, man, who just like, you know, I think they just want to hate this guy. I think they just like Variety, like the Variety article. I was like, what? Like, why would you write this? Like, why? I don't understand why the person would even write that article in that way. It's a fun special, man. He really was having a good time with these crowds, dude. It was just everything that happened was spontaneous in the crowds. People were, you know, we didn't use all the stuff that we got. So these were some of the fun interactions with people. And you just kind of see the kid's personality. Like he's very thoughtful. Like it's not just regular ass crowd work. It's like, hey, what do you do? What you know? It's like he listens. So even if you were to ask that, like, what do you do for a living? You know, and the person responds, then his follow-up to that is him really engaged with people. So, you know, it was like a lot of flack from the last special that, you know, it really was like, oh man, so many haters came out the woodworks. Like, I don't like this guy. And, you know, all the ridiculousness over jokes, you know, how when people get mad about jokes and they think that these jokes mean everything about your personality, which is like not true. And so it was like a whole year of like wondering, is this going to mess up his career or whatever it was going to be? But I had to tell him the other day, I said, look, man, like we went to Atlantic City to do shows at the Oceans Casino, and shout out to Oceans Casino. Great people. They really took care of us. But anyways, Last year we did Ocean's Casino and he did I think he did 6 shows. It was 5 or 6. Yeah, it was 5 shows. He could have done 6, but he didn't want to do 6. 5 shows, 27,000 people showed up. So after all this stuff and thinking that, oh, now people hate him and people whatever, went back a year later and only did 4 shows, 20,000 people, 20-some thousand people still showed up. And he could have done 6 shows, but he didn't want to, you know? And now here we are a year later with the number 1 Netflix special again. And it's great. So you guys are looking at the 2-time number 1 Netflix special director, Erik Griffin. Ha! And I'm giving myself 10 woo-woos. Woo, 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 woo. Excuse me. Fun times. But we did it, y'all. So I do encourage you to watch it and tell me your thoughts. You know, again, in terms of the special itself, if you want to be a fan of Matt, you can look at it in that way and be like, oh, I like this guy. I like his jokes. But for my podcast's sake, I want you to look at it and be like, oh, do you like the shots? Do you like the angles? Do you like the editing? Let me know, because that was all me. Fun stuff. Anyways. All right, so that's that. What's next on the agenda? Next on the agenda is poor JD Vance, man. Dude, this guy can't catch a break, man. So last week, as you know, he had some. They love bringing up old stuff, and I know you think that I'm bringing it up in the same way, and maybe I am. Who knows? Because it's a podcast, but I don't got a big following, so it doesn't matter. I'm just saying he had this article, or he in a book or something. He talked about that. He talked about some freaky stuff that he used to do. He didn't know he was going to be running for vice president and be 1 seat away from the president. Maybe he didn't know he would ever get this opportunity. And so when you get in the limelight and you're that big, then people start bringing up your past. So I don't know if you guys saw. Wait, I got to pull it up because I have something else on the screen for that, So then, now they're digging deep into the poor guy's past, man. And wait. Let me just open image in new window. Here we go. Right? So they're bringing up the guy's past, and then they find this. You know what I mean? They find this picture of him. I don't know why it's not coming up already. There you go. Where he's I don't know what he was doing. I don't, he was just dressing in drag, whatever. Probably having some fun with his friends or something, It was probably a party. It was probably a joke. It was probably nothing serious. It should mean nothing to who he is as a person, whenever he did this. But, of course, people bring this kind of stuff up and they're like, oh my God, but it's man, how unfair, huh? How unfair it is, but at the same time, though, it's kind of funny to be a part of a party that continuously is, sort of anti-gay, anti-trans. It's not the whole party, and I shouldn't even say it like that. But you know what I mean, though. There's a vibe, there's a sentiment that this is frowned upon by the the Christian right, and this guy's now, number 2 in the party. And they're dragging, no pun intended, this out of the woodworks about him, And again, I thought that was a little unfair, but it's just as funny. It's I'm this dude is a freak, huh? You know what I mean? I like the dude. It's he be having sex with couches. He be, he out here just living his best life. But I do think that his campaign, I do think his campaign is handling it the best way you probably should with something like this. And it's just to, what they say, the JD Fans team won't comment on his viral drag photo. Yeah. It's like, it's old business. That's just how they should look at it. They should just be like, it's old business, y'all. Old business. So, what's he supposed to say? Like, I think this is the best thing to do. Just ignore it. Just be like, chalk it up to youth. He's like, I was dared. Maybe he lost his fantasy football draft and that was the punishment. You know what I'm saying? There's like so many reasons for that to be the thing. And this idea that you need your politicians to be completely on the up and up is like, come on, man. It's like, no, they're supposed to live this like completely unblemished life is fun. But it's like, it's ironic, right? It's ironic, for this to be the thing for, I don't know. I don't know why it tickles me, but it just makes me laugh. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost too, it's like, if let's say all this had come out, let's say he was still looking for a vice president candidate. And these things sort of like came up about him right now. Do you think they would have picked him? Like, was there any vetting, or did they see all this stuff and they were like, it doesn't matter. We like him because he represents whatever state and we need those votes. But it just feels like this is kind of backfiring. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, if one more thing comes out, man, like if you find out, I don't know, man. Like what more could, come out? I just think if there's a picture of him kissing another guy, that's it for him, right? Or he's in Thailand with a lady boy or something. I just don't know. Like what more we gonna find out about this dude? And then we're gonna be like, all right, this dude was JD Vance out here living his best life, man. So who knows? Weird, man. Weird stuff. Okay, so I've been watching Big Brother. So you guys know I love talking about Big Brother. I didn't watch last season, but I cannot stop watching this season. But in fairness to Big Brother, and let me be fair to them, I am always talking about, you can't have fat girls on this show having them doing endurance competitions and, athletic competitions and expect them to win these competitions. You're just making them look bad. If you want to have diversity and inclusion and you're going to have ugly, fat, and old people on the show, then come on, have some competitions that they can win. Because this is a TV show. It's entertainment, right? We don't want to see that. And so in fairness to them this year, I haven't seen one endurance competition. It's been all sort of like games that anybody could win them. And sure enough, that's what's happening. The older mom, fat girl, she's out here winning competitions. And I'm like, okay, I can wrap my brain around this and enjoy it. And it's been good. And they really are trying to get out like the strong people. They already got out this one handsome, hunky, athletic dude. They got him out. Next up is like this dude Tucker. They're gunning for him because he wins all the competitions. And then they're already backdooring each other and stabbing each other in the back. Look, if you've never watched Big Brother, let me just give you Big Brother brings the worst out of people's personalities. That's what the show is. They're trying to win $700,000. And they do that by lying and making promises that they go back on, making alliances with people and then like stabbing them in the back. It's just amazing to watch. And then there's romances happening that people are like, you can tell they're like, I didn't come here to fall in love, but you're living with somebody for 24 hours a day. And you're like, I really like this person. I mean, it's awesome. I love it, but I want to see. And then like they had this guy. So then, all right. And then they got these hot girls in there. There's a couple of really hot girls and they're going to be gunning for them too. I just want to see a Big Brother where like at the end, it's like It's like the old fat girl, the old dude, the you know what I mean? Like the unathletic nerd. I mean, I just don't know who's going to be left, but it's exciting and I'm here for it. Watching it to the end, baby. Gonna watch it to the end. Love Big Brother. Oh, I got to get it. You're right. I do. Do I have Paramount Plus? I think I do have Paramount Plus. I think I still pay for that subscription. I don't know. I got to check that out because then you can look at the 24-hour feeds. It's really like it's Truman Show. When you look at the 24-hour feeds, man, you could be lost on that all day, man. And it's like raw. It's actually sometimes it's like really boring, but there's something really fun and voyeuristic about it. Like you're just watching people live in a house and saying all kinds of stuff. They're like, I'm going to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like it's like weird. I feel like we're weird. I don't think they're weird for wanting to be in a house because they're trying to win $700,000. I think we're weird for watching, but I'm there for it. Okay. It's not going to be a long episode today. So I'll tell you what I've been watching. This show is my jam. I love 90 Day Fiance. 90 Day Fiance is the jam, dude. And they have so many different types of shows. So the original 90 Day Fiance is what it is. Some American is overseas someplace and they fall in love with somebody and then they trying to bring them over and they have 90 days. So the show kind of captures that. They're like, all right, you met someone you love and they kind of follow them as they come to the United States. What you have is a visa. You have 90 days or you have to go back home. So you have 90 days to get married, do all the paperwork and everything. So then there's been so many shows. You have 90 Day Fiance the other way, 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. It's great. 90 Days in Paradise and whatever. So this is like the 90 Day Happily Ever After. So these are people that have been on 90 Day Fiance and now they're living their married life and you can see the ups and downs. And these couples are fucking insane, man. They're crazy, these people, okay? So let me see if they're going to show all the people. Let me see if we're going to see all the couples. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about this couple. We got to go to this. Hold on. This is great. This is great. So 90 Day Fiance, man. So, all right. This couple. This is actually one of the more sane couples. She's pregnant with their third or fourth child. So they already was on the show, got married, they got kids, they living their life. The only issue. What is this? The only issue with this people is that, it's always some past stuff. Like he had a girlfriend and he didn't tell her. And then he's from Cameroon and his friends don't like her. They're like, you always with this, they always calling her a white woman. You letting this white woman control you. And it's like, but you know what? It's so vanilla. They're going to work out. And then they live with her parents and then they have another kid and the parents are kind of like helping support them. So that, it's that kind of drama, but it's like, it's so minimal. You know what I mean? But this couple right here, this is an example of a couple that is like, I don't know why they're together. It's crazy. He's from Egypt. She's 40, and then in one season, she went to Egypt to try to live with him, but she wants to have pink hair and have her, she want to be butt ass naked all the time or something. And he's from Egypt. He's Muslim. And he's like, yo, you got to cover up. You can't be like that here. It didn't work out. So then she comes here and he moves here and all they do is fight. He's like, we're getting divorced. He walks out all the time. This couple is crazy. It's like this must be just for show. This must be fake. Because why are they together? And it's like, it's so infuriating to see them fight. And that's why I love the tell-alls. Because when the tell-alls come together, you can see them being like, yeah, well, what's y'all problem? So this couple didn't even show up for the tell-all. I forgot about them. Bad shit. What's their names? Nicole and Mahmoud. And I think I'm saying his name right. Mahmoud. Yeah, this couple is just, and she's crazy. Anyways, yeah, you know what I mean? Oh my God. I wish I was the host of the tell-all. This is my favorite couple of all time. Jasmine and Gino. I should have fucked down Gino. She is always yelling at him. They are always getting into fights. But you know what though? And then they make up. And when they make up, you kind of go, oh, they're sweet. I kind of like them. But this couple's batshit too. You know, she was living in Colombia. She got kids. She gonna leave her kids to come here and then get money from her ex to get her butt done. And then she was always talking smack about her ex that, oh, he had sex with me better. You know, and she's always yelling at this dude. And this dude's an idiot. Gino is an idiot. You know, he just don't understand. And they always talking about their sex life, how it's non-existent. You know, but at the same time, they be doing freaky stuff. I'm telling you right now, this couple, but they're my favorite couple, you know? Oh, and then Big Ed, no neck Ed, 59 years old. He looks crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know how he be making women fall in love with him. He been on the show for like 10 years now with different women, so much younger than him. It's crazy. Like how I don't know how he does it. And so this girl, they were going to get married. So they've been going through so many seasons with this couple. They about to get married. And Ed cancels the wedding and don't even tell her. And then now they have to they now in this season, you have to see their breakup, and the mom hates him and she has to move out. So then at the tell all, you know, they're having this like really sort of tender moment almost where he's like, I miss you and I'm sorry. She reacts to it, but then she brings out her new boyfriend and it was like, oh, wow. But then of course, Ed is making everybody mad, yelling at people and, starting stuff. But this couple is like, I hope they don't get back together because it's just crazy. You know what I mean? There's the new guy right there. Like that was the new guy that she got with. You know what I mean? And it's like, what are we talking about? Like this guy's completely, oh my God, what happened here? Hold on, guys. Oh, here we go. I got to go back here. How come I can't? There we go. Let me make this bigger so we can just do that. Yeah. So that's the new guy. And of course he's bragging and she's all says that Ed has a little penis. It was so terrible. You know, like this was like, I don't know what's going on with them. Are they going to show more of the couples? Oh, wait, well, let's see. Oh, man, I thought there was going to be more pictures of the couples. But then there was like this chick right here, Angela. Oh, yeah. So, this is perfect. I can just show from these people right here. This girl right here. She is all like, she's like 59 years old with this black dude from Nigeria. He's 35. I really thought he was just taking advantage of her, trying to get his green card. He probably was. He cheated on her with a girl, and they had the text messages where he's telling the girl, like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of her when I get here. But she's always yelling at him. She's so combative. It's the most unattractive, but she really loves this guy, apparently, right? So she hires a private investigator, and then at the tell-all, she's still yelling and screaming and yelling. And then the private investigator got a file about this big. They go to like 3 commercial breaks where you're like, well, tell us what you found, motherfucker. Right? And of course, they get to it. And the guy says, I have no evidence that he's cheating. And I have no evidence that he's doing anything, that he's lying to her. Of course, she goes crazy. She like leaves the set. This couple right here, the Alex and whatever, she's trying to get a bunch of plastic surgery. It's ridiculous. And then this stupid couple right here too, Sophie and Rob. I'm so sick of them. Like, I just want to sit them down and be like, Rob, move on. Okay? Move on. It's not going to work. Or commit properly. It's like, I guess that's why you watch the show, because these couples are so infuriating. And she's from England and is always talking about, I have anxiety, and she just is always putting him in a terrible situation. Like and maybe they're not showing enough. Maybe they're making her look bad on purpose, but it is just absolutely crazy. But yeah, but that's the Angela girl. They're married too. They're going to get divorced. Like, look at this couple. Like, guys, like, honestly, what we talking about? What we talking about, y'all? What are they doing together? It's like you see that, and you see all the yelling and fighting and fuss, why would what is it? Is this gonna work? I don't think it's gonna work. I think they're getting divorced, but I just gotta say, man, I'm all for it. I love me some 90 Day Fiance. It is like I'm telling you right now, I am clearly hate watching this show, man. It is all hate watching, man. Whew. Anyways. All right. Well, that's it. We're done. I appreciate you guys for watching the show. You know, we're going to keep it going. You know, I'm going to figure out some stuff. Maybe get a few guests on, you know, but make sure you subscribe. Appreciate you guys for always being here. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Let's hit me up on Twitch, because I'm on Twitch all the time. Erik Griffin Gaming. You be a subscriber on Twitch so you can, you know, support the show, and then you can get my Monday Nuance as a subscriber. And if not, you can go to Patreon, be a Patreon member. There's a free trial on Patreon, so you can go on there and check out all my Monday Nuance, see what I do. I get into other things, you know. I do want to see Alien this weekend, but it's hard to get out on my own to go watch movies. But yeah, I love the Alien franchise, but at some point I'll see it. And I'm going to, you know, if you have suggestions, if you have a movie suggestion, you have like, you know, you're like, Griff, you got to go watch this, a show or something, give it to me. Cause I you know, there is time. I can look at my iPad, you know, when my baby's asleep, I can watch stuff, or I do it at night, or like, you know, I'll figure out a time where I can watch some stuff. But anyways, thanks for being here, y'all. I appreciate it as always. Riffin with Griffin and my small but mighty fan base. Let's keep it going once again. You know, appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next week.